very cocktaily.
Mine's just
it's
a
the glass.
Manhattan.
It's just a
Nothing
fancy
special.
glass. Yeah.
All right, I feel better. I once again. Have,
Oh! I keep forgetting I should play the freaking when we go live music. Here, we're live. Okay, cool.
we're live.
It's what we like to call production, folks.
All I want for Christmas.
Is juice, Newton?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, the number one song is Apata from Rose and Bruno Mars. Number 2 and 3 are from Kendrick Lamar. Number 4 is All I Want for Christmas.
You like to see Bruno on the comeback trail.
And
At
then
least
more
I do.
Bruno. Lady Gaga and Bruno, right? Yeah,
Hell
Bruno
yeah,
all
let's
over.
go.
It's Bruno
Let's bring
everywhere.
him back. That
Bring
we
him
were
back
never
from Maz.
we were never worried about those gambling debt stories. Like we're just happy to have him back.
No, that's why he had his residency.
Yeah. Got to pay
He's
off
all
money
about that
somehow.
stuff.
Like he's
Yeah.
clearly like paid off the bad guys and is allowed to make music again for some other reason.
It's the Vegas music industry version of washing the dishes to pay your restaurant bill.
I think it actually really is because I'm just saying.
There's a reason we call him the Michael Jordan of music. Let's face it.
That was a deep
That was
cut.
delayed action.
That
Yeah.
was a deep cut, and I'm impressed.
Nice.
All I want for Christmas. How we doing?
Is dudes.
I have it, really. Tell me more.
I'm just coming up with rhymes.
Say less.
They don't mean
No wait.
anything.
Say more.
I will say, I got the Whamageddon. I went to go see Christmas Zoo Lights, and there was no decorum for the whamming to happen there. I'm just walking around, just like, as soon as I walk in,
Yeah,
they're
and
just
you
like,
got. Yeah,
Yeah.
what is
yeah.
happening?
that's usually how I lose.
So great.
I think one year I made it all the way, but usually I lose because of that. But this year I got Whamageddon by Eileen.
Stop it.
Wow.
She
No regard for human
showed
life.
me a funny cat short. She never shows me funny cat shorts.
I think she did that on purpose because it probably
I-
happened to her earlier in the day. That's what I'm
She
thinking.
denies that.
I would deny it also. I'm an inveterate
Just
liar
saying.
when it comes to things like that.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I had one of those days today, by the way, where my all the reminders went off, and I was like, "What was I trying to tell myself here?"
Oh,
Like,
it's like all your things.
yeah, and I don't have a clue.
They were all due.
They were all due, but it was one of those where I was just like, if I read these phonetically, like maybe I'll understand, but I don't think I do.
We have
Okay.
had success deciphering these in the past.
So, for the bonus people, forget you heard this in case I use it in the future, but I have one in the bullpen called Walking the Camino, which is like a spirituality thing.
Okay, it's not ghostwriting.
But Siri, what did, oh, no, I'm not talking to you. Go away. Siri put it in reminder. That thing put it in reminders as Camino spiritual law.
Oh, that's incredible! Wow.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
But luckily, that was with AI, so it was a better transcript of what you wanted.
My bullpen line 66, I feel like I can still use next week, but I want to use it.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Look at
Now-
click that Google search too.
Man, millennials.
I know, right? I gotta ruin everything. Gotta have feelings. Oh my god, this is hysterical.
I don't know. Should I use
Actually,
that
Molly,
instead
you're
of one
line
of the ones I
seven.
have?
You're line 7 again. We have had versions of this discussion before.
Oh,
about
nice.
My accursed people. But
I know, and I'm sorry. but
Neither
we're
one of
coming for you
mine
now.
are really. I don't want to get rid of either one of the ones that I have for this week because I don't think they'll still be good next week.
you got to strike while the iron is trendy.
This one's funny. See, I'm not on X, so thanks for bringing the things that are on X because I had no idea. Okay? I know we've like hinted around at 6, and basically what I'm trying to do today is just be like, yeah, no, it's yes.
Yeah, it's time.
yes. It's
It's
time,
time.
right?
It is
Okay.
time.
And I think we all know why
And
because
yeah,
of today. because of today.
What?
Connections.
I haven't finished yet. But you're right.
You know, it's not. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not a spoiler. That's
yeah.
not a spoiler.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
It's one of the.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Also, I like the parenthetical, the use of the parenthetical, because
Okay, well, right. I'm like,
it's arguably not even what's in the parentheses anymore. It's just
right. It's
Yeah.
just and then as a result, parentheses are back. So that's exciting.
Sorry, brackets. Get over it.
Get over it, brackets. You know what? No one's
your
coding
time is
anymore.
over, brackets.
Computers do that now.
Yeah.
So step aside.
I just asked Claude, and he's all like, "I probably shouldn't do that. It doesn't seem responsible."
Squiggly brackets are like, we never even had a chance.
I was shocked I got Claude to give me any medical advice at all, but with how much it does not want to get in trouble.
I know. I got it to give me a little bit of a second opinion about the about my dog. My dog is having surgery today, you guys.
What's the surgery for?
He has a perianal mass, which I like to call his butt pustule.
Yeah, that's
And-
nice.
Has more dignity, honestly.
It does. I think it's it's got more of a bubonic.
Yeah, there's a
vibe and, like,
medieval
sounds
quality. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
humors
bad.
are involved somehow.
Really bad. Yeah, exactly.
There's
and
bile.
unfortunately, all my leeches didn't work, so we had to. So they were like, we'll just take that off, and then while he's under, we'll like clean
Clip
his
his
teeth
nails.
and do any extractions and clip his nails and give him a bunch of freaking expensive vaccines, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you
Bleed
guys, it's
him.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so expensive, and so I was like, is this the standard course of treatment for a butt pustule? And Claude was like, yeah, it is.
Let me tell you, honey. I'm
But
so
was
sorry
straight
to
up
tell you
just like,
this,
yes, that
but
is
it
the standard treatment. And like, I was like, oh, thank you. Okay, all right, awesome.
Claude gets it. Yeah, as long as you say like, Claude, I don't expect you to be perfect. I'm asking for general advice, and I won't take action on this. Claude will be like, all right, here's the schedule.
Totally.
All right, here's
What
the
did I-
down low.
I asked it like a banking thing today. Oh, because my accountant was like, "Can you give me a voided check for?" And I was like, "No, because who has checks? Like, what can I do instead of that?" And so I was like, "Claude, what can I?" And Claude was like, "I'm just going to assume you are asking that for perfectly legal and above board reasons." And I was like, and I wanted to be like, "Well, tell me what the not above board reasons are."
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I don't know.
Now you've raised my interest.
Now I'm
Now I need to ask
curious.
ChatGPT what the illicit.
Exactly. I'm gonna have to play these two against each other all the time.
I sent this to you guys, but for the patrons here, the live audience, I was writing up about the Krispy Kreme hack. That
Yes.
I mean, there's like no news, but like it's Krispy Kreme, so I'm going to include it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I of course wanted to put in a bunch of donut puns into this, and the only thing I think of was like there's like something about sprinkles on top. I don't know. Like that was the only thing I could think of. I mean, I was like glazed. What else is there? So I was like, Claude,
Icing,
help me out here. Rewrite this copy. Put some donut puns in it. And it goes, I don't think we should trivialize a cyber attack like this on a major
believe
corporation. I
that.
was like, and then I asked ChatGPT, and it's like, boom, here you go. And it like highlighted or it put in italics where the puns were, just so it was very clear that it did the deed.
It's pretty fun.
And yeah, and so ChatGPT has Claude.
ChatGPT is like, I'm here.
Claude
for
is the responsible adult. ChatGPT is like, I will enable your worst impulses.
I
Here we go.
mean,
I get that stuff from ChatGPT too. Maybe not
Sometimes,
as much as
ChatGPT
Claude,
does
but
have
yeah.
rails. It definitely has. I've
I
getting more in
could
the
not get it to put blood in
Yeah.
in an image.
images. It's super
Like it's just like
I've run into a
no.
lot more.
I'm like, but it's not like
It's
bad.
ridiculous.
Like blood exists. It's a
Yeah, like
thing.
I
that's
wanted
real.
it to do like a person, but like a Godzilla thing, but with a person. And they were like, I don't think we should be destroying things. I was like,
Oh my god! I mean,
I
seriously,
am-
it's like that stuff makes me just want to go and hang out on the porn ones because they'll do anything. Because I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is so. Stop nannying me. Like, don't turn me into one of those right wing guys that's like, I'm being censored. But like, also stop doing that. Like,
I
seriously.
am
Stop deciding what I
slowly
can see.
slipping over the line into old man. I can feel it happening every day. We were joking around about the drones. Have you heard about these New Jersey drones? There's
so
like
is that their AFL team?
no, it's. I wish it was. There's like these swarms of fixed wing aircraft drones that nobody knows what they're doing, and they just fly over parts of New Jersey. And so
Really? That sounds pretty bad.
like the governor has issued a limited state of emergency so that he can ground all drones so that only those are flying so they can figure it out. The FBI issued a statement. The military base said, it ain't us.
Okay, this is definitely some sort of typhoon and like a table seasoning. Okay, that is 1,000% what that is.
What?
Like salt typhoon is like the Chinese state base.
Yes. Wow, you really have been working for CC.
I have. I'm in the weeds with all these stupid.
I
threat
literally
actor
am like,
names.
what are the words that you just said right there?
Sorry,
I'm just like,
I forget
I was
that.
circling around. I'm like, I think it's a salt typhoon. Yes.
Yeah,
and then,
because there's a bunch of others too. There's like one in like Southeast Asia. There was another typhoon. I don't
Yeah.
because they have this. They're like, why don't we name these trivial things instead of like clinical? It's so stupid. I
are
hate
you
it.
talking
But-
about a real typhoon? What is a salt? Go all the way
Salt
back
typhoon
to,
is a security breach name. Like there's a ongoing
They
security.
were the group that is believed to be behind, or they are attributed to all the telco attacks that have not been resolved at all.
Got it.
that are ongoing.
That are
And
ongoing.
which-
Anyway,
we have
so-
to assume they're related to the today's like WhatsApp and Meta or Meta disruptions, right? Like,
Right. Because they would never be incompetent. No one has ever.
I mean, at this point, I just yes, but I also am like,
Anyway, the reason I brought up the drones thing is like we were talking about it and we were like bringing in some conspiracy theories and we were having a little fun with it, but also like, but what is it? There's no. And I got a very nice and very sincere email from someone who was like, this could be very dangerous and pointing out all the negatives, and none of them were wrong. But it was like, oh, man, so
Zip it.
we just can't have fun.
I know.
Like,
I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
because everything could be bad. And then there was the story about Moxie, the robot.
Mm-hmm.
And my reaction was like, yeah, businesses go out of business. Like,
Yeah, sucks.
like it's a startup. And no, I'm not saying it'll be fun for the kids, but like, what were they supposed to do? Not fail?
Right. Exactly. It
Talk
was
to
a
the
Another
startup.
startup.
Talk
it
to the
was
Sony dog people. They're very upset. They were very.
At least
but that was
Sony-
around for
at
10
least-
years or whatever.
I think everybody's used to like, oh, big company did a thing and then shut it down. And it's like, well, why not keep it, the cloud service available? You've got money. This is not that. This is a startup like, yeah, we ran out of money, so we can't keep it up. Right.
Yep.
Like, it's sad, but I don't think there's a like, they should do something about
Oh
it.
God, no. Plus, isn't it just like a robot toy for rich kids? Like, come on.
And yeah, toys break. Like, and
Toys
kids
break.
get mad when the toys break. So,
Molly,
I'm
at a
not
mere
saying it's easy,
$800,
but-
Moxie was actually, relatively speaking, kind of a bargain in terms of emotional support robots.
I'm just like, this is the stuff that just specifically divides us so that we don't pay attention to who the real villains are. And I think like
Which is the
I
drones.
do think that we're starting to get over it because those drones are scary AF. That is the real villain right there.
yeah. Like,
yeah, it's no, I'm over it. Like
I
I'm
guess
doing
my
this with
real
son, too. I'm
reaction-
just like, no.
my real reaction should be like, oh no, I'm just as scared as you, sincere email writer. But this is how I deal with trauma.
Yeah. It's the point of like, there's nothing I can do about this.
Yeah.
So like, I can either be miserable or I
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Right. Or I can make jokes.
Yeah.
And also, really, like, of all the things, like, it's just sort of like when the blanket assumption is I can't have fun with anything, and also like you had a feeling about it, and that all of a sudden is my responsibility. By the way, like society can't function like that if I have to take responsibility for all the feelings you have. In fact, it is a principle of like therapy and figuring out how not to be a pleaser and understanding your boundaries to say, I am in fact not responsible for your reactions
Yeah.
to the things
Yeah.
that I do and feel. And I'm like fully, I mean, I've had a couple of these conversations in the car with my son where he's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and the problem is people think, oh, so that takes you off the hook and you can do whatever you want. And it's like, no. The point is I am responsible for my actions and
Yes.
evaluating when they are damaging. I am not responsible for your reactions
Exactly.
to my actions,
Yep.
whether they're
And-
good, bad, or otherwise.
You don't have an inalienable right to never get annoyed by a thing that I do or say.
No, I think that's in the Constitution, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, if
the
you-
worst thing in the Constitution. Honestly, we'd be fine if it
Certain
weren't for that.
inalienable rights,
I
including
think
never
Ben
being
Franklin
annoyed.
actually edited that one out. It was in there. Jefferson was real into it. And yeah.
They
it
were
turned
like,
out.
happiness, yes. Annoyance,
ICOR,
no.
ICOR says the
ICOR,
kid
don't do it, buddy.
the kids aren't mad about Moxie. They're sad because they bonded with it. And yes, they are. But that is a problem. but it's not solved by like, and so companies should never try to make a product, like it's certain bad outcomes can happen.
It's also
sometimes.
not a problem. It is a thing that happens in life. Bad things happen. Your dog might die. Your
use
robot
this as
might go out of
I've had
business.
2 of
teaching
them die in the
experience,
past 2 years.
Right,
It's
like-
not fun, but I'm not like blaming someone else.
No.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even like there's a bunch of different ways like where it's like, oh, a VC firm buys it, and so they're soaking everyone, so you have to
a PE, private equity
like
is what you
it's
mean by
literally
that.
just like a deal fell through. We don't have the money to keep the server on.
Yeah.
So we're done.
And likely it fell through because they weren't selling enough. Of
yeah.
them.
There's
Right.
yeah.
And also, it's just like, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's not a crime. It's not a.
Not all bummers are crimes.
Not all bummers are crimes.
That's a t-shirt. Hold on. That needs to get written down.
Also, I mean, I would say big chunks of the internet this week are saying not all crimes are bummers either, but separate topic.
Bye.
I mean, do we acknowledge like the thingness of the adjuster?
I think
and that
that's just
whole- or
news.
It's just like news.
I think that's
I
just
mean,
news.
Current
It's a
things
thing.
without current events, Molly.
Yeah.
That's our rubric.
Okay. Cool. It's a
Okay.
thing. Like the meme side of it, but it's also news,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's probably fair for us to
Yeah.
just step on by, walk on by.
Walk on by.
I'm glad we had this.
Wow, look at you too. That was beautiful.
We all
Oh.
went right back to the 60s.
Beautiful.
I didn't even know
Where
what
neither
song
of
that
us
was. I
were
started
alive.
singing it. It was great.
The meme side is a thing, but but it still is just like such muddy water that it's hard to. I mean, we could do it right here in the post show. All the
Yeah,
memes
here
about
we
the
are.
adjuster were a thing.
Yep. There you go.
The end.
That's all I
Snitch
had
rat
to
tweets
say.
from oh, that was a thing. Like, yeah, there's lots of like, there are lots of attached things. I mean, it's just such a thing. This is really hard. Okay, let's move on.
Our dog sitter just texted, "Attack of the 7 is going well. He has laid down exactly once, but we have enough dogs that he always has someone to play with."
Oh,
Wait. You mean your giant dog that ate 7 and is now living 7's life in a
Yeah,
talented
right?
Mr. Ripley situation?
seriously.
If you have not been on Instagram and seen
Cray.
Sev now, that is like a hound of some kind. It is like it should be on the moors hunting Sherlock Holmes. Okay,
On the
I don't-
moors.
I don't know what's happening. The dog is it is a creature now, a lovable creature, allegedly.
I love that. I love that Instagram post of him sleeping upside down, all like back bowed in the couch, primarily because one, it's freaking adorable, but two, or B, he sleeps. I had no
does.
idea.
Turns out it
Sleep.
happens.
I
Yeah.
was like, what? No way.
No. Now that he's back to full exercise, things are much better in 7 land.
That's good.
I bet. That's good too.
Yeah,
But he is an 8 month. Well, almost. He'll be 8 months on Saturday, and they have a lot of energy. It turns out puppies.
who knew?
Puppies. Literally somebody
How
just
do
sent
they
me
work?
Nobody told us.
a meme.
We have moved out of the harder than a baby stage of the puppydom.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went through, it's like you go through the wars early.
Yeah.
You really did. Like, a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. We had a little
lot.
complicating factor there. But yeah, no.
Good.
I was gonna say babies don't bite, and I realized that's the most male gaze approach to babies that I could possibly think of. So I'm glad I didn't say that out loud, because I'm an idiot. Turns out.
Without, yes, you put that in the right wrapper.
Yeah.
Brackets are back.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bracket.
boy. And having completed that story arc, why don't we go ahead and start the show?
All right, let's clap it up then before I put my foot in my mouth. In 3, 2, 1.
And the music in 3, 2.
Give it to me.
Hey everyone, I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast supported by you, where poets and pigs are appreciated only after their death. Thanks for joining us.
You know,
I mean, it's not untrue.
I'm sitting here trying to come up with a quibble, and I'm like, no, that's.
It's funny.
I mean, I guess, Charlotte's Web, some pig, but that's fiction, right? It's basically proving the point that in real life, pigs are not appreciated until after their death, and boy, are they delicious.
Cue the vegetarians. There's those cute little pot-bellied pig, but anyway, it's funny. We're still
they're
doing,
appreciated now.
They're appreciated nubbins. We're still doing aphorisms on the show. This one appears to have come from a list of folk sayings over at brownielocks.com. There are a bunch of them, and they are excellent. For
These are
example,
good. Yeah.
and they're pretty brutal. A man who marries twice is a 2-time loser. What?
Wow.
What the hell?
Ouch. That's from the Take My Wife Please era of
That's
comedy.
exactly what I was going to say. I was like,
Damn.
holy crap. Okay. All right. Well, whew. That's amazing. Let's move on, shall we? Now that we've
Let's do. Have you heard about splitting the G? And no, it's not dirty.
Well, I'm disappointed, but I have not.
But it involves beer.
Okay. I don't know this one. Tell me, help.
It's once again another TikTok thing. Splitting the G is when you go to a pub, you get them to pour Guinness into a glass that has the Guinness logo on it. So you have the G, and then your first sip has to go all the way down to halfway through the G.
Oh my God.
You are splitting the G with a big old gulp of Guinness.
Okay, that's hilarious and super freaking random. And we should be clear, a big old gulp, because if you've ever seen those glasses, I mean, that's like a third of a pint glass that you're.
Yeah, you're talking about
drinking
an
in
imperial
one
pint
sit in one-
glass.
Yeah.
The Guinness is towards the bottom of the bulge at the top. So, yeah.
This is so interesting. And then
and
also, yeah, go ahead.
It's causing a shortage.
Stop it.
Pubs are warning that the shortage could cripple their business, according to the BBC, because Guinness can't keep up with demand because people are drinking so much Guinness that they are rationing pubs and saying you can only get so many kegs of Guinness for the time being. Some landlords of pubs saying they're only getting 10% of the Guinness they need for demand. And it's because of a TikTok challenge. It's
really
the
a
power
Guinness
of the
shortage?
algorithm.
Wow, this is amazing. And they must be so thrilled because, boy, a side thing that I should just have. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit, like sober culture, but like no one drinks anymore. I mean, I'm genuinely surprised at the extent to which I'm going out in the world and nobody drinks anymore. So they probably had ramped back production. And then this, trend comes out and they're like, oh crap. Although they also said that Guinness 0.0, their zero alcohol version, accounts for almost 3% of total Guinness volume
Yeah,
globally.
because you could split the G if you don't drink with the 0.0.
It's still going to be dinner,
Yeah.
but wow, that's a good one. I have not heard this, and it's incredible. Patrick Fitzsimmons is worried he'll run out of Guinness soon.
It's a supply chain tale, right? It's
Yeah.
the unexpected spike in demand that throws your supply chain out of whack.
That is incredible.
Hopefully Guinness has learned the lesson of don't spend a lot of capital building up to meet this demand that's inevitably going away when this challenge is stopped being popular.
Don't do it right. Don't ramp up for this. Don't do it. It's very tempting, but think longer term than that. I beg you.
Yeah.
Well, I am discovering recently that investments that I made as far back as 2016 and 2017 are paying huge dividends now. I have so many
Do we have to give a financial disclosure?
valuable Pokemon in my Pokemon Go Pokemon storage because Pokemon across the board is back.
Oh my gosh, is it back?
It is so back. And my son and all of his friends in high school are playing Pokemon Go again. And so therefore I am playing Pokemon Go again. And there's like this, rush on for all of these old Pokemon that I have. Because now if you trade them, it's like a lucky trade and they can get even da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
But also just Pokemon in general, like the shows, and the cards and keep kids being super into it. And finally, the thing that put the point on this that made me put it in the show for once and for all, because I've been thinking it, was that Pokemon was one of the clues in the Connections game today. And and I was like,
okay, fine.
All right. I get it now.
I started to be aware that Pokemon had made a comeback last spring. We went to San Diego with our nieces, and one of the nieces had gone from only being about unicorns to being entirely about Pokemon, and wanted to play Pokemon Go with us. And we're like pulling our Pokemon Go app out and like, oh, I haven't opened this in forever. Eventually started playing Pokemon on the Switch with Eileen over FaceTime because she wanted to play with her aunt. And we were talking to their parents and like, what is it that got her into Pokemon? And they're like, well, it's the kids at school are into it, but the kids at school are into it because of the new Netflix show.
Right.
And I only can guess that the show and probably social media like fueled the fire to the point that now everyone is rediscovering Pokemon. It's not just kids.
No, it's just completely. Yeah. And actually in our absence, Pokemon Go made a bunch of sort of necessary and cool improvements to the game. Like now, like some Pokemon can evolve now, but also you can raid remotely so that even if you live in a small town, you can still participate in a raid in, Washington, D.C. or like Taiwan, or like Eli caught a, Pokemon from Japan as part of a raid.
Wow.
Because
Nice.
So there have been all these sort of like cool updates that now make it fun again. And it is just back. It's just freaking back. It's back.
Yeah.
In fact, one day we were even walking down the street catching Pokemon, and there was a lady in her car catching Pokemon. And I was like, yeah, when there's more than two of us on the street, it's a thing.
And it's not even just Go. Like Go is a huge part of this.
But no, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like my tiny version
just
of it where I was
around.
like, but it's just around.
You'll hear it referenced in song lyrics and stuff. Like it's there. It's out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, my other thing I became aware of because of a Wall Street Journal article, but it started on X with Josh Seafried writing, "Dear old people, stop texting call me unless someone is in an ambulance. Love, Josh, a millennial." And there's a screenshot of a text message conversation with a family member. We should do a dramatic reenactment, Molly. Would you
Let's
like
do it.
to be the blue bubble or the gray bubble?
I'll be the gray bubble. I'll be the old.
You'll be the family member. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Call me.
Don't do that unless it is an emergency. Put your message in text form.
Sorry. Just wanted to talk about Christmas.
I'm tweeting this as a PSA for other old people.
I mean, that is such a thing. And I have received that text and it makes me lose it. It's because either it's an emergency or like now that I know it's not an emergency, it just makes me furious because it's so like bossy and rude. Like, what? I'm sorry, you think I'm not doing anything right now?
Yeah.
So it's either
Or-
who's dead or what? I got nothing but time?
Call me, someone's dead. Call me,
someone's
I want to
dead.
talk about Christmas. Call me when you get a chance, no big deal. So many ways to diffuse it.
Everything's fine. Give me a call.
Yeah. Could you call me when you
Could
get
you
a
call me?
chance? It's not a big deal. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, so many ways. Or, and no, don't do this to your younger members. Just call.
Just here's the thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one too, because like somehow our ongoing aversion to calls has also sort of created a fear
Mm-hmm.
in that generation that they're like not allowed to call.
Yeah. That you have to text first. Is it okay to call? Which is
Right.
another weird thing that call me is violating. It's not the, hey, can I call you?
Yeah.
It's call me.
Right. Just say, do you have a minute? Can
Yeah.
I give you a call?
Can I give you a call? Yeah.
Right. My friends will be like, hey, do you have to actually what we all say to each other is do you have time for a podcast? And it just means we want it just
That's
means
funny.
I want to talk.
I love that.
Do you have time to podcast?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
But
No,
yes.
I love that. That is basically what this podcast is. It's just
It is.
Molly and I on a call.
Just like, oh my God, have you seen that? Everybody's doing this right now. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
But I think you have to be careful on the just calling. I think you have to be Gen X or above,
To pull off just calling.
and you have to be calling another Gen X or above.
Yep.
And even then, It needs to be someone who won't freak out if they see you call. Someone you regularly do this to. I have a few people when they call me out of the blue, I'm like, either I just don't answer because I can't, or I'm like, oh yeah, I know it. But if it's someone out of nowhere that I never talk to on the phone, then I will go like, what's this about?
Absolute
But also you just answer the phone and then you find out.
Yeah, exactly. And I do have some friends who just call me, and I know the time windows in which they just
Yeah,
call me,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's fine. Like we even like joke about normalizing it. But yeah, call me just makes no sense. And it really is just, I get it. It's like a product of an era where people are like not good at texting. But like, do you have a minute to talk about Christmas?
Yeah.
How hard is that?
When do you have time to talk about Christmas?
Speech
Not-
to text it.
Call me.
Call me. Ugh. I lose it.
Yeah.
I will say that is a millennial behavior that I definitely have, right? Like I get annoyed about things like call me, and I like to text first and whatever. However, I cannot relate to or understand these new millennials who identify as Nick adults.
Like Nickelodeon?
Yep, Nickelodeon. The new Disney adult is actually the Nick adult.
Yeah.
Raised on cartoons like Rugrats. I mean, Rugrats is even in a freaking Childish Gambino song. Rugrats, The Wild Thornberrys, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Cat Dog were the formative entertainment for Nick adults. They had some sliming, and now evidently they have like some sort of a theme park.
You know, it's funny. I do think of Nickelodeon as my younger brother's thing.
Yeah, totally.
He's still Gen X though. Like he's, on the older end of it, but
It's
yeah.
Younger Gen X's are for sure can creep into Nick adult. Definitely. Like I can relate to a little tiny bit of this. But yes, there's evidently Universal Studios in Orlando. And this is a whole article, by the way, in Thrillist that I'm pulling from, complaining about how there isn't enough stuff for Nick adults.
Because Disney adults have all the parks in the world.
Disney
France,
adults have all the parks.
Japan, Orlando, LA. Yeah.
And
Anaheim,
honestly, I mean, if you think about, I was actually thinking about this the last time I was at Disneyland. I mean, I was like, this is old IP. I mean, the original Star Wars came out the year I was born, is how old the IP is that we're working with at Disney. And then you've got Steamboat freaking Willie that became Mickey Mouse, right? Like this is Disney.
Yeah.
Is long.
Steamboat Willie is public domain, which doesn't happen fast in the United States.
Thanks to Disney.
Right.
It doesn't happen fast in the United States. So yeah, so Nick adults are like, come on, man. Our entertainment was definitely not The Little Mermaid. That was my Gen X entertainment. So this article points out by their count, there's Universal Studios in Orlando, a Nickelodeon Universe indoor theme park at the Mall of America in Minnesota, another Nickelodeon Universe in New Jersey, and that's kind of it. And Nick adults are like out here looking for entertainment that speaks to them because
Come on, Paramount. Get it together.
Get it together.
You're sitting on a gold mine.
Disney would just like stomp them into the ground.
Well,
In
they might own them soon.
Good
It's not
point.
impossible.
In 2026, a Nickelodeon hotel is opening in Kissimmee, Florida.
All right.
And there are likely to be more Nickelodeon theme parks over time. I mean, it's like really
The demand
this is what
there.
they want. You know what?
Stay in a pineapple under the sea.
What made me notice this was that there were Nickelodeon themed drinks showing up. I read a thing that was like there are Nickelodeon cocktails, and I Googled that, and then I ended up with this story about Nick adults. But yes, at least one bar, the Brixton on Long Island, there's a Drinkalodian menu.
Nice.
Yep. I mean, like,
What do you think the current kids are they going to be YouTube adults? Like
God,
Bluey adults?
Skibbity toilet.
Skibbity
adults.
toilet adults.
Oh God. I guess there's gonna be YouTube adults, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Blippy
Anyway,
adults.
Yeah. Blippy adults. I could see them being blue, but it's
Bluey.
the range of shows. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not-
You need Nickelodeon was a stable of many things. And
Exactly.
Not just they're not SpongeBob adults. They're Nickelodeon adults.
which
So,
I
yeah.
feel like is probably why they're YouTube adults, maybe. Just,
Yeah,
ooh,
maybe.
Ooh, kind of
YouTube
sad.
Kids adults.
Netflix adults.
Are there enough Netflix? Is Netflix branded? The Pokemon show is on Netflix,
Yeah,
but
they
I
don't
don't know
have a
that people
lot of
think
kids
about
stuff.
it that way.
I think they're YouTube kids. I
Yeah.
think they really are, and they'll probably have the creators instead. They'll have like Jake Paul, freaking Parks. Oh God, help us!
Mr.
End it
Beast
now.
World.
Before I, oh God, before I get even more get off my lawn, let's let you two, let's let you have a turn, audience.
Yes.
Feedback at it'sathing.me is where you can email us. Jim wrote in, speaking of influencers, and said, "Hi Tom, Molly, and Rich. I've been hearing the word de-influence a lot lately. Not sure how long it's been around, but this is people responding to content influencers, pushing out. This is people responding to content influencers are pushing out. So influencers are creating content.
Mm-hmm.
People are responding to that
Mhm.
content and saying, actually, that thing is crap. And this is the de-influencer effect. Recently, with holiday pop-ups, the influencers will do some content showing you the fun food and how magical it is. And then someone will de-influence it by showing overpriced, bland food and long lines.
I definitely ran across
this.
this. I don't know if I put it in the bullpen or we just never did it on the show, but this sounds familiar. So what I'm trying to say, Jim, is yes,
Yes.
definitely a thing.
I love this as a thing. I mean, it's sort of like, hello, welcome to the return of critical thinking. We've missed you.
Jan needs a Christmas thing check. Check on aisle Christmas. Hey, Tom and Molly, are Christmas gnomes and Christmas gnome doors a thing in America? In Germany, I see this originally Scandinavian Christmas tradition on all kinds of social media. It usually looks totally adorable and is kind of a substitute for advent calendars where a little gnome moves in with you and builds a door into a wall, writes little letters to the kids, is up to all kinds of shenanigans at night while the kids are sleeping. Is that a thing in the US? Oh, and as a follow-up, Dubai chocolate is everywhere in German Christmas markets. There's Dubai hot chocolate, Dubai chocolate waffles, Dubai chocolate crepes, even Dubai chocolate churros. Christmas seems to be in the grip of Dubai chocolate in Germany. Well, first of all, Jan, thank you for the on the scene report on the Dubai chocolate Christmas invasion. That's good to know.
I love it.
I haven't seen the gnome thing at all. It sounds super cute though.
So this is so interesting because the Christmas gnomes as decor
Mhm.
are a thing that is only getting bigger. Like
Okay.
I have done my most styling. In fact, I have a little one but what it's so interesting because it sounds like what you're describing is like Christmas gnomes and also Elf on the Shelf, which makes me
Yeah.
think Elf on the Shelf was stolen from the Christmas gnome tradition.
Yeah, because this is a little less spy.
But they haven't merged yet. Right now we
Yeah.
just have Christmas gnome decor, but they
Uh-huh.
haven't merged into a little spy around the house.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
So
Good
cute.
stuff.
Melinda writes in and needs some help. Please see the attached, Rich Tamales. Please see the attached for January and help me understand what Goblin Core is. Of all the cores, it's not one I recognize. And again, my Spotify is dictated by my toddler's sleep playlist for another year. I will have to use the Billy Zane meme of I have a child to preface all the most played songs for the next 4 or 5 years, at least.
Definitely.
Man, so we obviously talked last year about, by the way, about how Wrapped is a thing and was spreading into all these other
Yeah.
but like congrats to Spotify for continuing to innovate on the rap thing. Like they invented it, but they haven't just sat back. That month by month, like this was your year of Pop Pony, Soul Cycle, like they came up with the funniest stuff. Anyway,
They also added the
Goblin
Notebook
Core.
LM voices.
Oh, that's right. Causing me to be like, what's that again? Turns out
Yeah.
it's a huge thing. Anyway,
Huh.
Goblin Core, we did talk about Goblin Core on the show
Pretty sure we did. Sounds
because-
right.
because of the Met Gala. Like the Met Gala turned out to be a
That's
festival of Goblin Core. Goblin Core is really just like super, it's like nature-based, but slightly goth. So like you're covered in moss. You're like a moody, witchy moody, witchy forest situation.
And Spotify Wrapped for Melinda was calling Simon and Garfunkel, Jim Croce, and James Taylor Goblin Core finger style folk rock.
That's what I'm telling you. It was hilarious.
If you look at their album covers,
Oh,
yeah, I can
they're
see
not
it.
wrong. They're
Yeah,
not wrong.
yeah.
Anything covered in moss and moody,
Yeah.
kind of Goblin Core.
Matt Bat on an ad thing. I'm sorry I can't make this a short email. I've noticed an uptick in awful ads lately on services. It seems like the goal is to make the ads intolerable to the point where the audience leaves or upgrades to ad free. It feels like they're saying, well, if you don't like it, give us money instead of these ads, pay for our programming. Oh, if you don't like it, give us money instead of these ads, pay for our programming. YouTube is a prime offender. Freevee would show you the same ad 6 times in a 30-minute episode. I signed up on Black Friday for Peacock because $20 for the year seemed like a great deal. I didn't know there would be so many ads along with the service I'm paying for. By far, the one that has gotten significant and noticeably worse is podcasts. Instead of 1 or 2 ads, it has become close to 30% of podcast length, with just stupid ads for casinos and move to Ohio, please, followed by move to New Jersey, please. And it's just gross. And the only response is, well, just pay for the ad free or leave. But the problem is the show isn't worth the price they're asking, so I'm going to be leaving some of the NPR shows and some other podcasts that I've been subscribed to since their inception. Sorry, this is a rambling email. If you can make a cohesive point out of it, then great.
Yeah, ad tier is terrible. I mean,
So
it's really true.
There's multiple things at play. One is the ad market is back. So it lulled all of us into a false sense of low ads when there wasn't a strong ad market.
Right.
Now it's back. So not only are there more ads than there were because the ad market is strong, but all the ad platforms are adding more avails to take advantage of the fact that the ad market is back.
Yep.
So they used to only have 2 slots. Now they got 4 slots, right? So you went from never hearing an ad in the 2 slots because they weren't selling them to now hearing 4 ads, right? So it's horrible. And I think the other thing is just the trafficking technology still isn't there. That's why you hear the same ad 6 times in a 30-minute episode on Freevee. It's not because that's what they want. It's because the technology is not working to keep that from happening. And for that show, maybe they don't have enough different advertisers willing to slot in there.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I've noticed when I have logged into Acast lately, which is where I'm currently hosted, that they've started saying, oh, hey, FYI, you can now have 2 mid-roll slots.
Yep.
Like you can double the length of ads. And I had a conversation with my engineer and we were like, that's overwhelming and terrible. Let's not do that to our audience, but it may incentivize longer shows. Like it's sort of also why you've started to see these 10-minute YouTube videos instead of 2, because they incentivize that with more ad breaks. But yeah, I don't think it's like the conspiracy is to drive you to paid. Although certainly the streamers wouldn't be necessarily sad if that happened. It's more that advertisers now, also more streamers are offering ad-supported tiers than used to. So now they're just like, hot damn. And then to Tom's point, it's just not, there's not, the quality control is not there.
Most of the time, we hope you pay for ad free is really just a happy side effect, right? Like, oh, well, we have the ad free. So if they get upset, they can just do that versus a strategy. So yeah, I think in most of these cases, it really is them just pushing to see how far they can go. And the sad fact is, as angry as Matt Bat is, most people don't even get angry, and those who get angry don't always do anything. And so the numbers don't fall down. And so they're like, great,
spam.
the
Most
audience
people
will
just
tolerate
skip.
it.
Yeah, exactly. They just skip and they're like, I'm out. Side note, what happened to the 30-second skip interface on like Apple Music and Spotify in particular?
I don't know.
Have you noticed that?
I don't use it for podcasts.
Oh, I want it for music too. Like there used to just be a 30-second skip forward and back especially in CarPlay, and maybe they did it to keep you from like pressing the button. It's been a while since it went away, but I was just noticing it again today because I like to listen to my favorite parts or the key change or the beat drop or whatever.
Oh, right.
It's just gone and it annoys me. Just just stop.
Yeah, put it back.
God.
Finally, Amber on stemware. Hi, Thing Skeeters. Another stemware trend I've spotted out and about is
Skeeters.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a Blue Sky thing. Hi, Thing Skeeters.
Brain rot.
Another stemware trend I've spotted out and about is an angular square silhouette to the bowl. I've seen multicolor versions, fluted versions, and multiple wine variety glasses with a very cylindrical bowl. I'm rather fond of the squared coupe. Don't know if y'all talked about this trend. I took a bit of a hiatus from all media since everything was terrible, the horrors, etc., but I'm looking forward to getting caught up. Thanks a bunch.
By the way, I owe Rich an apology because he very kindly after the show was like, oh, actually, like my uncle, I think it was, is a straight up bartender, and it's definitely, I think you call the glass a coupe, which is, you could have definitely laid that knowledge down. So we're going to call it
Yeah.
a coupe from now on. And also, I am obsessed with the squared coupe. And Amber, please send link.
Yeah, those are pretty. Also, I really did think it said Skeeters because of Blue Sky. I really did.
I know. No, I
That's
know you
hilarious.
did. And it's
Yeah.
hysterical.
Shall we wipe this from our minds and get to the shout outs, which this week, for those at the top tier level only,
That's right.
are based on family friendly reviews of a 55-gallon barrel of Passion natural water based lubricant.
That's right. This is the level of respect and love that we have for those of you who support us at the absolute tippy top level at patreon.com/it's a thing. We could not do it without you. And therefore, let us begin. 5 stars. Title: Filled a kiddie pool and wrestled Kevin Sill. Verified purchase. 55 gallons of AB Puppy in SW, Texas equals 2 hours of fun, 2 broken Jake Woods, and 1 destroyed relationship. One heck of a Gabrielle Cohen party.
4 stars. Title: Thank you, Jen. I found so many good uses for this little Valor Trucks. It helped grease the floor for the indoor skating party Laura Abel hosted. All we needed was a bit of Morris Jones, and we solved the need to rent a Brian John Forcaro. Of course, renting Benjamin Forrest for the weekend might have been marginally cheaper, but AJ Venturella is some 10 miles away, and the traffic in this damn town has been 100 times as hellish since they started construction on Lee Price. Not to speak of what it would have been like with the 50-some Joe Hoods we invited. This was a true saving grace for Eric Duncan, rather than canceling it due to Mike Akins and Louis St. Amour.
People are creative. I'm just saying, you put a product out there in the world,
Yeah,
people get creative with it.
they're going to find uses
Clearly.
you never would have thought of.
Never.
And then
Never.
people will turn it into shout outs on their podcast.
That's right. A usage you never contemplated. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Once again, patreon.com/it's a thing is how you can help us keep stay on the air week after week. You can become a member of our show. In return, you might get a shout out. You will also get access to our Discord to chat with your friends while we record live every week, plus an ad-free RSS feed. Heyo.
And don't forget, it's not too late to get the perfect gift for someone at our It's a Thing shop. They are things. They are for you. Go check it out. itsathing.me/shop and keep those things coming. Feedback at itsathing.me.
Yay! See you next week.
Don't need no flashlight. See the truth. Gotta keep it hiding.
Boop, 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 doop, boop, boop,
It's a thing.me/shop.
Shop,
Look at the
buddy,
new
shop, shop.
things.
Hey, look, everyone. I don't think I've actually showed you.
Ooh,
I got-
aspiring industry plant. Oh, you got the mouse pad. That's
I
right.
have the
I
mouse
forgot.
pad. I
Yay.
finally, by the way, also have a mouse pad.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah, this inspired me to actually do it. Pull the trigger. It
I
has a
was
little
doing
thing
self
worked
checkout
out.
earlier and wished I had my no self checkout, no piece bag at the time. I need to get that.
You need to jump on it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Molly, if you like those glasses from the email, Target has a version of that. Can't speak for the quality, but if you like the look, you can have the look for Target prices.
Really, I would. That's all I want. Is
Check
the look
the,
for Target.
Link
Oh,
in the Discord.
Biscuits
33 buckaroonies. For what? 4 or
for 2.
2? Oh, that's still not too bad.
But people aren't drinking as much, so you don't need 4.
Dude, no one drinks. It is wild.
We have a champagne flute that's very similar to that style. Actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I really like this. Very cute. I went through. I sort of like. I felt not that I get excited about stuff and then lose interest in stuff constantly, but I was in a brief phase where I was going to be an eclectic glassware person. And then I went to some flea markets and I got some eclectic glassware, and then I just sort of stopped. I may have Gemini'd that a little bit, but now I might be back. I might be
Okay.
back.
If
So
you
I
are
need to
in,
get rid of some stuff first. That's what stopped me. Is I was like, ugh, I don't want to do the Buy Nothing group because the Buy Nothing group's actually super irritating.
yeah, there's a whole like culture
Oh, you guys,
of claiming
hold
stuff.
on. It's the vet. I'll be
Uh-oh.
right there.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
So I have
Hopefully it's good news.
I have come across Tom, if you're interested in talking about glassware,
I always am.
I believe you saw my tiny little yellow espresso cups that I acquired recently. They're very 70s kind of looking, and I discovered they're from I don't know if they're made in France, from a company called Verico, and they just make all like multicolored glassware.
Okay, so they're not; these aren't vintage, but they look vintage.
I don't actually. I mean, the company still exists.
Yeah, so
I
the
think.
company's still around making them. Maybe,
But
yours
I've
are
only
vintage.
seen them at Goodwill, is what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So maybe
Verico
maybe
or Duralex, which sounds like a condom brand, but
but is not
but
in
is
this
not.
case.
Duralex or Verico, Vereco.
Yeah.
Makes all sorts of multicolor cool glassware, and I'm thinking of going much like
To
Molly.
France?
Yes, I'm thinking of going to France and trying to watch the Olympics, but I don't think I'm going to be very successful at this point.
Because they're over.
Yeah, that's what
Sadly.
that's what they tell you.
Yeah. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, the Olympics never end. So yes, that is my vintage glassware. I've kind of gone down that road too. We were going to do like a fancy cocktail party, and so I ended up buying all this like cool vintage glassware from Goodwill. Like I went around and did, and then like someone got sick and we just called it up. So I'm just stuck with all this.
That was my birthday party 2020. I still have all this stuff I bought because I was going to do everything 1970 at the party, and then turned out the world shut down, so I couldn't have the party.
As excuses go, it's pretty piss poor. I'm not gonna lie.
I know I could have had the party. I should have had the party.
Yeah.
Why? I'd just done it on Zoom. That's what everybody was doing.
Or you could be like my neighbors and physically have the party like nothing happened.
Yeah. Or just I just like, come on, everybody, it's fine.
Hop in the pool.
Turns out it probably would have been fine, but we
Well,
didn't know
I
that
mean,
at the
yes.
time.
In hindsight, yeah. I'm like, I cast some judgy aspersions at them, and well, we're all stuck.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
At least
Well, you live and you learn,
Anyway,
or at
that's
least
all.
you live.
most of us, yes.
Oh man,
Good stuff. So I came across the 55-gallon tub of lube on Coddle. Is that how you pronounce his name's blog? He's like a blogger. He's had a blog for like 50
I don't
years.
know that one.
Yeah. I think it says Coddle. Am I pronouncing it
like
wrong?
CODDLE.
Oh, Kotka. KOTTKE.org.
Oh, Kotke.
Yeah, Kotke. Is that how you pronounce
Yeah.
it? I've only ever read it.
Jason
forever.
Jason
Yeah.
Kotke. Oh yeah. No,
And he
I
had
know,
like
I know.
this crazy gift guide of like every single website that published a gift guide, and then randomly in there it was like 55-gallon tub of lube, and I was like, well, I'm going to use this somehow in life, but
Yeah, not letting that go to waste.
no, it's like $1,700. So I mean, I will not acquire it, but
Wow,
Probably BioCo.
I'm looking at Jason Kotke's post from 4 hours ago about a message in a bottle found at an archaeological dig that was left there in 1825 by an archaeologist.
that's great.
French dig team finds 200-year-old note from archaeologist. Isn't that like polluting the site or something if you do that?
Can I say his blog is amazing and I love looking at it, but it also makes me not want to blog because I know I won't do it with that volume or as good.
Yeah.
And so then I'm just like, well, if I'm gonna have like it's just worse, I'm not gonna do it. I need to follow worse blogs so that I can be like, I can do better than that.
He began his blog in March 98.
Yeah, it is crazy long
Wow.
tail. Yeah.
He designed the silkscreen typeface used by Adobe, MTV, and Volvo.
I didn't know that specifically. I just know he was an old tech
Created
person.
the Gawker logo.
Well, I mean, 1 for 2 ain't bad.
I don't remember the Gawker. The Gawk. Now I remember the Gizmodo logo, but I don't remember
Wasn't
the Gawk.
it was like a real serify looking font, and wasn't it in like black boxes, I want to say?
Yeah, I think so. He says he whipped it up in Photoshop in 30 minutes. So there you go. Kind of looks like it.
There you go.
I kid. I couldn't have done it.
God
I
no.
mean, I could have, but it wouldn't have looked as good.
I mean, that's one of my favorite subset of reels is like, here's how you do something in Photoshop. And I watch those and I'm like, I have Photoshop. I could follow this step for step and I still couldn't
Yeah.
do it. What
Well,
you
it's
do
like
in
it's
20
like cooking,
seconds.
right? There's
Yeah.
all these things that if you're a really good designer, you just know to do and don't remember to tell people to do or assume like, well, you're going to know to do that.
Anytime it's create new layer, I'm like, I'm out.
every once in a while I see a video of somebody cooking for the first time, and it's just amazing what things they don't realize. You know, like put a spoonful of sugar, and they use like a wooden spoon. Right? But it's like, yeah, if you don't know, you're like, oh, that's a spoon. Okay.
I have a 6 and a 7-year-old, so I'm familiar with this experience all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's like, let's make pancakes together. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's salt. Okay.
Okay. Actually, surprisingly, the teaspoon tablespoon thing, like the biggest self-inflicted wound in all of imperial measurements, most easily, they were like, no problem. They're like, yeah, the teaspoon's smaller. It's easy. I'm like,
Yeah.
How did you're just smart now. Okay.
Oh, sure. Back when there were only 2 spoons in the world. You know, we have other sizes of spoons now in the modern age.
Just
Not
all
just
just make it all milliliters. It'd be so much better.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I know I've seen recipes that call for milligrams and milliliters of things before, but I think I still have seen tablespoon.
Oh yeah. I mean, tablespoon is still the
Like, it's still just a thing that people say.
I appreciate
It's
now
metric resistant.
I appreciate now, like, most cookbooks or recipe sites will have, like, 2.5 cups of flour, like 450 grams or whatever it is. Because I'm like I'm like a weight guy now. I'm doing everything by weight now. This is so much better.
Your weight training.
You can take stuff out. It's easier to take flour out. Too much flour? Oh, it's 455. Oh, I can just literally just take some out. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm done here. Get out of here. My
I
cake's
actually
better.
find when I'm using a recipe, and it's not that often that I am, but when I'm using a recipe that has milliliters, I find it easier to measure for some reason. I don't know if it's just mental, but the lines seem easier to see than the
I can
like.
see that. Yeah, because it's more. I guess the graduations are smaller, so there's like a more sense of certainty. I guess depending on how you do it.
Yeah, they're more even, right?
Yeah.
There's just the one.
This is true. You could also do, if it's water, you could also do that by weight, Tom, because milliliters is.
I hate to
grams.
do this, but my car place is calling. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, so you get some producer Rich here on the live stream. Let's see that number of live viewers go down to 0. This is gonna be great. Here, I got something. While everybody's on a phone call, if I could open my drawer, my tripod's in the way. But let me show you this guy. Picked up this guy. For those audio listeners, it's a Zoya pedal, and it's basically a modular synth that you can, but it's like just one piece. You have to buy a bunch of modules, and I've been making weird voice effects with it. It's pretty cool. I'd plug it in, but by the time I plug it in and get it all set up, they'll both be back or we'll end the stream. So it's all good. Welcome to the Rich Show. BioCow, I've been good. Everyone, or not everyone, my daughter has an ear infection, which turns out is a bummer. But it's early enough to clear before Christmas, so it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Zoe, she's doing good. She had a little rough night last night, but we got amoxicillin. We're building up some immunity to antibiotics in her, so we're powering right ahead there. Technomensch asked about what was the Krispy Kreme hack. Krispy Kreme just filed an SEC with the SEC to let investors know that they got hacked. There's like no details. It's just funny because it's not funny. Obviously, it disrupted their business, but it's Krispy Kreme, so it's notable because it's a brand people know. Their online ordering has been down or in some locations in the U.S. Since the 29th, and that's like 15% of their sales. So it's kind of a big deal, big hit for revenue for them. So you can still go in and get a Krispy Kreme. It's no big deal there. So there you go. We have no other details, though, at this point. What's going on with the Krispy Kreme?
So it's the
hack.
battery, Rich.
There's your problem.
Yep. And the spark plugs. So need a valve adjust.
You got to adjust those valves.
Yeah. I'm like, what valves? I don't know.
At least it wasn't a timing belt or chain.
No, that would have been way expensive. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can't pick it up till tomorrow.
What is my favorite brand of donut? My favorite brand of donut is the bakery Becker's down the street from me. I like an old-fashioned plain cake donut. Otherwise, Jackie tells me an old man donut. I don't think that's cool.
Eileen
but
likes
I like
cake
a
donuts
cake
too.
donut.
Yeah.
Cake
And-
donut is delicious. It has more texture.
I do like dunking it also in coffee. So if I went to Dunkin', I would do that, but I don't do
I
it
don't
just
know what
'cause
my
it's Dunkin'.
favorite donut is. I
I
do
do.
like Krispy Kreme, but I feel like that's a kind of donut, not a place for. You know what I mean? Like,
There's also a place called Brew Nuts. It's not close to us, so it's kind of a pain to get to.
I
but
like.
they do all sorts of crazy seasonal, like they'll have like a leg lamp donut for
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
and stuff. So that's always fun, and they do a very good job.
We have more ice cream around us than donut. We have like Yum Yum donuts, like the traditional chain donut stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Maple
How's the
bar.
dog?
Straight up maple bar always.
Maple,
Bar. We did
Maple
that. There's
Bar.
a little like indie
Not a
donut
place,
shop
a type.
down the street from where the niece always has her birthday party, and it's our tradition that during the birthday party, when she's running around and won't even notice we're gone, we walk down the street and get donuts. And we got a Maple Bar last time.
It's the best.
Maple
Best
Bar
donut.
sounds like a woman that was involved in the temperance movement. I don't know why. Maple Bar canvassed the country on the back of a
No,
train,
it
spreading
doesn't.
the anti-saloon message.
It does to you.
Yeah.
I was thinking more about a place where they serve lots of drinks made with syrup.
That'd
You
be
know,
cool.
the Maple Bar.
Maple Bar. Yeah.
No,
Ugh,
you
it's-
weren't.
that's a
You were
sticky.
thinking about donuts. Just think about donuts. Donuts are.
I was thinking about a
Think
Maple Bar.
about-
You're right.
There's also I also have to give credit. Fragapans is I could walk to it from my house. Is also very good, but they're more custard
Voodoo
focused.
Donuts.
Voodoo. Yeah, totally. I was trying to think of the name of that place
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, voodoo.
He is fine. He just has to have so many teeth taken out.
Oh,
Oh, poor
Just
buddy.
That age, I know.
I happen to buttons.
Why did I do this now? Now we have 10 to 14 days to literally Christmas Eve of like stitches and.
Cone.
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Have a donut tomorrow or today if you want.
Yes.
I'm gonna go have
indeed.
a fucking donut. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.